We are now all thoroughly blessed, and I wanted to just offer a couple of minutes of reflection as we continue with our service. I think that many of you know that during COVID-19, there's been very few silver linings, but one of the silver linings has been that pet adoptions have soared. So many people have gotten a new cat or dog or puppy or tortoise, maybe. Pets have found homes who've been waiting for homes for a long time. And I tend to think that pets are probably the happiest collective group of people, or no, they're not people. Pets are the best, the happiest constituency maybe in the world that about this pandemic. I used to think that because of so many get to experience their humans being home more often and taking them out for walks more often, petting them more often. So many pets who were looking for homes have found homes because so many people have been able to adopt new animals. But I found that there's an exception. I read an article, I think, about cats who are so stressed out by their humans being around so often that they have been stress grooming themselves to the point of baldness. So I think let's lift prayers today for the stressed out cats who didn't actually want their humans around this much. I saw my favorite meme that I've seen around this theme is like a picture of Grumpy Cat. Do you guys remember Grumpy Cat? And at the top it says, "Get a human," they said. And at the bottom it says, "They're never home," they said. Which is obviously not true. Humans are home a lot right now. One of our household rituals during COVID times has been to go on daily walks. And one of the things that we've begun doing for the past few months is going on daily walks specifically to visit the Buddha. And the Buddha he's a sturdy, muscular, gray pit bull who lives 4 blocks away from us. We first encountered him when he was sitting like regally on this balustrade in his backyard, like those marble lions that kind of line the steps of like prestigious public libraries. You know what I'm talking about? So imagine you're walking by a house and you see this giant pit bull sitting on a balustrade like that. And when he saw us, he stepped daintily down and came to lean his whole side against the fence and sort of looked up at us lazily and asked for scritches with his eyes. And so we scritched his flanks and we scritched his head, and he just kind of closed his eyes and enjoyed every moment of it. And so we go to visit him, or we try to visit him, like almost every day, right, Kai? Like every other day we try to go and visit him. Almost all of our walks now go past his house on the off chance that we'll get to go and visit the Buddha. Um, I thought that I am still a little bit scared of him. He's a giant pit bull, and he is usually out there by himself. Um, but he is just an anchor of peacefulness in our neighborhood right now and in my life. And I thought that it was just us who went on our neighborhood pilgrimages to go visit Buddha. But actually, the last time I went with Melody Berge, and I went for a walk. And um, there was a mother and daughter who were on bikes in front of us riding up the sidewalk, and they were just kind of biking slowly ahead of us. And when they got close to his house, the little girl called out, "Buddha, Buddha," because apparently lots of people in our neighborhood just make their way to try to go and visit the Buddha during this pandemic, because this is what we need right now. I was thinking about Buddha and the place that he holds in my heart now that we've met him, and we would have probably never encountered him without the kind of rituals of walks that we're doing now because of the pandemic. And I was thinking about Buddha and my own little furry prophets, and thought that I would just lift up a couple of spiritual teachings that we get from our pets particularly during this time, but during all times. So um, here are 5 spiritual teachings that I have learned from animals. The first: Rest when you need it. This is a lesson that my cats have taught me. In particular, cats sleep, 18, 20 hours a day or something like that. At any point in time, Hildegard will just walk in front of you as if you're walking somewhere, and he will just drop down and act like he's been asleep there forever. How many of us get stuck in the feeling that our worth is determined by our productivity and we don't have time to rest? We don't have time to slow down. If our pets teach us nothing, it's that they teach us that rest is important. And when we need rest, we need to take rest. So that's number one. The second that I've been learning from my cats, and particularly as we're fostering a stray kitty right now, is honor your fear. Fireworks are a scary time in Philadelphia life for our animals. And I think so much about watching my cat Teacup run under the bed or run down to the basement when there's fireworks or when there's a lightning storm, as there was this past week, and how she takes care of herself. When she's scared, she goes and finds a safer place. And I think so much about how it's important to be brave, but sometimes that keeps us from honoring what we're actually afraid of. And so I'm trying to think about when I get scared, not just acting like everything is okay and trying to present like everything is fine, but actually paying attention to the part of me that wants to run under the bed and thinking about how I can attend to my own fear and attend to my own safety when I get scared. So that's the second. Rest when you need it. Honor your fear. The third is just enjoy the outdoors. This one's a no-brainer. I think almost all of the dogs that we saw today enjoy the outdoors thoroughly. And even if, and I think many of us humans enjoy the outdoors when we can as well. If you are an indoor person, like we have indoor cats, I invite you to just sniff the outdoors. We have a screen door on our front door, and Hildegard, our big chubby tuxedo cat, his favorite activity is to just sit in front of the screen door and just sniff the outdoors. If you can't get outside, sniff the outside. Getting a breath of fresh air can change your perspective, can breathe new life into you, literally. Rest when you need it, honor your fear, enjoy the outdoors. The fourth one that I added to this reflection this morning is that, which is an important message, but that I had forgotten that my cats taught me, is that life matters more than property. Things break. This morning, our little stray cat broke my favorite coffee mug that I've had my whole adult life and inherited from my mom, who's had it her whole adult life. But you know what? That mug, I did love that mug. It was my favorite coffee mug. But what really matters, what's really more important, is the fact that I have a relationship with my mother and that I was able to inherit this, miscellaneous heirloom from her, and that this stray cat that we're fostering now is about to become her cat. So our relationships with this little stray, with my mother, with each other as humans and in our animal community matter so much more than those things that break or get destroyed. And I've been thinking about that so much this week, especially watching what's been unfolding in Kenosha and how quickly we can lose track of how much more life matters than property. And so when your pets eat something that you valued and when your pets break things that you thought were important, I invite you to join me in trying to remember the wisdom that life matters more than property, relationships matter more than property. And finally, the last piece of wisdom that I think our pets are best at teaching us is simply to be present. Just to be present. Our pets are mostly not thinking about what happened yesterday, and they're mostly not worrying about what's going to happen tomorrow. What are your pets doing right now? I'm seeing some of you holding your pets, rubbing your pets' tummies. They're lying down, they're eating. They're not stressing out about what just happened or what's about to happen. They're just here and now. And how hard is that lesson for most of us to learn? And yet, how important is it for us to be reminded over and over again that what is now is what is real? It's all that we have. So, when you spend time with your pets or around any animals, whether you want to claim ownership over them or not, I invite you to watch them enjoy a good meal. Watch them seek out a ray of sun. Watch them climb into an available lap or just pace back and forward in front of your Zoom meeting. And remember that being present to this moment is a gift that they can teach us over and over again, because it's a gift that we need to learn again and again every single day. So, my friends, rest when you need it, honor your fear, enjoy the outdoors, remember that life matters more than property, and be present. And as we bless our animals today, more than anything else, may we remember that they are actually the ones who bless us every single day. May it be so, and amen.
Hi, I'm Reverend Hannah Capaldi.
And I'm Reverend Abbey Tennis. We are the ministers at the First Unitarian Church of Philadelphia, where our mission is to awaken love and justice in our lives and in the world.
We're so grateful that you watched, and we hope that the sermon connected with your soul.
We also want to invite you to join us for a live worship service every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. You can always find the link to that service on our website at www.philauu.org. In these services, you'll hear words like you've just heard, and you also get a chance to greet one another, pray together, sing together, and we even hold a virtual coffee hour after services to get a chance to greet some new and old friends.
If you want to support the mission of this community and you feel moved to give, you can do so by going to the website that Reverend Abbey just mentioned. You can find that link below, or you can text 215-709-5095 and follow the prompts to give.
If someone in your life needs to hear these words today, we encourage you to share this video. And again, thank you so much for watching.
We hope to see you soon.